Why do I think the WOW program sets Venterra apart? You hear the first impression. You hear whenever they walk in, they need to be wowed. That's just about the only wow that you ever hear. And yes, the first impression, absolutely important. We put a lot into it ourselves, and that does not take away. If anything, that adds to the entire experience. But what about after they move in? They get here. We're super friendly with them. We take them through the whole move-in process. We ask them what their needs, and then, well, in a lot of places, that gets lost after they finally have that move-in day. It's kind of like you go on vacation and you're, woo, yeah, and then you're back home and nothing really changed. That's how it seems to be at most other companies and most other places.
We have the opportunity to really make our residents feel like they are understood, they are heard, and they are seen just in our actions, being able to really give back to them. And of course, they have no idea that during the interactions that we have, or we're either, talking to them in person or on the phone or through email, that, we're able to take little bits and pieces here and just find incredible opportunities to make differences in their lives. And I love it.
I'm more or less inspired to wow people. Giving to me is about moments and creating moments, and I get inspired because my feelings are involved.
The feeling of doing the wow, honestly, at the end, I can explain it as warm. Like you feel like, wow, I did something for someone, and it might not change the whole world, but it changes that one person's world.
After I have the opportunity to wow somebody at my property, it basically just makes me feel like I am, creating a stronger bond between my residents.
After you have the opportunity to complete a wow, you're just filled up. It's like you hear like my cup runneth over. You're full of joy and just excited energy. And as much as you've done for that person, it almost pays back tenfold to you, and how it really, really just, it fills you up. And especially in this day and all the time and things that we're going through right now, I feel like it's even more important and more impactful than ever to be able to let somebody know, like, hey, you're not alone. I am paying attention. You are important. I did hear that you mentioned this, and I followed up with this, because people just they don't expect it. And then when they get it, it's just like they're so surprised, and it feels incredible on our end to be able to work for a company who gives us this opportunity to really be able to bless people and give back.
The fact that Venterra gives us this budget, gives us this program to play with, allows us to expand that experience to the entire time somebody's here. Not just when they first walk in, and not when they just leave and they're on to the next step of their life. And that's something that's huge.
It's like we build a relationship with them. So it's more like, as we're building a relationship with them, this is more than a business transaction. It's more like you are actually having friends here, you're having a second family.
It's the thing you didn't know that you needed at the time that you needed it most. It's like the feeling you get when you find like $20 in your pocket and you didn't know that it was there. That's what wow means to me.
Made some of the biggest impacts that you possibly could. This year, not only us as individuals, but all of our residents, everybody has been going through something that nobody could have ever imagined. And we've been able to use the WOW program to see what it is that they really need in these moments that are some of the most difficult that you could imagine. And I think from how I've seen residents really react to that and respond to that, it's always with disbelief. It's always with overwhelming happiness. And it's just, I've seen some cry, I've seen some scream, I've seen some dance. There's just so many different reactions, and that really goes to show how unheard of it is.
With Venterra's WOW program, I do believe that, it pays itself forward, just because we're creating those moments, and nowadays people's customer relationship is what drives companies forward. So, reviews, how they feel when they move out, what they say to another person takes a long way. So me being able to help her in a time where she didn't even ask for it, she's going to be able to go to somebody else and be like, yes, McKenna at Canton Mill Lofts was able to help me when I didn't even ask for it, and you can tell that she really cares.
I definitely feel like having the opportunity to wow a resident makes our jobs easier, because in other situations where you would have, a resident concern or request where typically you would have to say no, instead we have the opportunity to really think outside the box and find a way where we can say yes. And so instead of having a no moment, we're able to really transform it and turn it into not only a yes, but an incredible, surprising yes, because they're not expecting what we're going to do. And so it's pretty awesome, and I appreciate it a lot.